Some of the most terrifying stories are the ones told around dimly lit campfires, surrounded by nothing but darkness and unforgiving nature. They send shivers down your spine, whether child or adult. America is no stranger when it comes to these horrifying tales. Our folklore runs deep. Beyond the hills and lush scenery resides the Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville, Alabama. A small area adjacent to the oldest and largest cemetery in the state, a playground was built. Thriving life next to what once was. Seems like a perfect match. Now, if that's not eerie enough, it's known to locals as Dead Children's Playground. The playground is equipped with swings, slides, and a modern jungle gym surrounded by rocks and trees on 3 sides, making this quaint spot extremely claustrophobic. The cemetery began running out of room in 2007, causing Huntsville officials to raise the play area in order to make room for more burials. This playground has accumulated a wide range of sinister and supernatural tales since its creation. Some say the swings will swing all by themselves. Spheres of cold ghost light can be seen floating throughout the playground. Children's laughter and even witness accounts of the specters of children have been spotted having fun during the night. According to the legends passed down, many of the children who died in Huntsville during the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic are buried in the adjoining Maple Hill Cemetery. It can be confirmed that the flu did in fact hit Huntsville particularly hard. In order to prevent the spread of disease, parents would caution their children to leave the windows closed throughout the house. They created a singing rhyme to help their children remember. I had a bird. Its name was Inza. I opened the window, and influenza. Although no accurate record of how many children perished in Huntsville during the 1918 pandemic can be found, it's believed that the number is in the hundreds. Alaska decided the Bermuda Triangle couldn't have all the attention. An area ranging from Juneau in the southeast to the northern Barrow region to the western capital of Anchorage is home to some of the most barren wilderness in the United States. In the last 50 years, over 20,000 people have gone missing in this mysterious area. Aside from individual people, both ships have gone missing and planes gone down within this stretch of Alaskan wilderness. Sightings of strange creatures have also flooded in by the loads during the years, alongside strange lights and ghostly encounters. Some paranormal investigators believe that the Alaskan Triangle is much more deadly than that of the Bermuda Triangle due to the fact that over 200 planes crash there every year. In 1972, House Majority Leader Hale Boggs Cessna vanished inside the triangle, and a large-scale search and rescue mission commenced. The result turned up no bodies, but a massive amount of conspiracy theories and questions. Some believers say the Kalupalik, a creature of Inuit legend described as human-like with green skin, long hair, and fingernails, is the culprit of the disappearances. According to them, she lives in the sea and hums to entice children to come closer. Or what about the Kilut, an evil spirit that takes the form of a black, hairless dog with only hair on its feet, according to legend. The Kilut follows and kills people at night. The area is no stranger to legends of evil spirits and trickster demons. Tlingit lore for centuries attributed these supernatural beings for the deaths of the missing populace. Others believe the Alaska Triangle exists amid an electromagnetically influenced, vile vortex. Some think it's a simple fact of humans taking on the harsh and treacherous nature of the Alaskan wilderness. Either way, the area within the triangle continues to claim the lives of many. Who knows how many bodies could one day be discovered under the thick sheet of ice covering the Alaskan barrens. Skinwalkers. This one should be a well-known urban legend to many due to the fact that the phenomenon has been covered by many. The Skinwalkers have deep roots in Native American folklore. Many of the details regarding skinwalkers is hard to come by, seeing as discussing such sinister legends among the Navajo culture is seen as taboo. Outside the Navajo, skinwalkers are described as men who have transformed into malevolent, murderous creatures that have no problem using their spiritual powers to kill. Navajo medicine men are trained to learn not only the good, but evil sides to their power, and skinwalkers are the ones who have turned to practice evil. Traveling through the desolate and silent stretch of Arizona can be quite a creepy experience. Not to mention how the skinwalkers disguise themselves as animals to gain trust from humans. They've been said to travel alongside vehicles passing through the desolate areas of the Arizona desert, tapping on the windows until the driver stops to investigate the mysterious sounds. This is when the skinwalker attacks and eventually devours its prey. There's a remote area of Arizona dubbed the Skinwalker Ranch due to the high amount of reports of sightings. Skinwalkers are known to have powers including clairvoyance, being able to control thoughts and behaviors, causing disease and illness, shape-shifting abilities, and even death. Not only that, but skinwalkers are supposedly able to control the creatures of the night such as wolves or owls. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, they're also said to be extremely agile, being able to run faster than moving cars and jump high cliffs. For people who have claimed to have encountered a skinwalker, they say there are several ways to know if one is near. Skinwalkers make various noises around homes, such as knocking on windows, banging on walls, and scraping on roofs. Some have even been spotted peering into windows. However, they normally appear in front of moving vehicles as to cause an accident. Skinwalkers sound like the last thing I want to encounter. Unlike most, the story behind this legend is even creepier than the legend itself. The only son of the Bettis family in Quitman, Arkansas, Gerald Bettis, was among other things a problem child. Gerald would casually collect and torture animals. One resident would claim to hear the animals howl when Gerald was committing this disgusting act of cruelty. Gerald was reported to have been severely bullied during and outside of school. Many believe this is why Gerald became so violent. As Gerald matured, he'd eventually take his hobbies to a new, brutal level. One day, he would imprison his own parents in the upper floor of his family's home. Gerald would at least feed them, but only the minimum amount to keep them alive and when he decided they needed to actually eat. By the time Gerald was an adult, he towered over his parents at 6'4" and weighed roughly 300 pounds. During his teenage years, it's reported that he would regularly beat his father and in one instance, throw him out a second-floor window. Based on his mother's testimony of abuse, Gerald was sent to prison in the late 1980s and died of a drug overdose. The Bettis estate was sold to a couple who have lived there only a few years until selling the house due to experiencing paranormal activity several times. Reports of lights being turned on and off and pennies floating down the stairwell came from the past residents. These stories all accumulated into a horrifying story called the Dog Boy. The legend tells of a 300-pound half-man, half-beast with glowing animal eyes who glares out of his family's house windows on 65 Mulberry Street in Quitman, Arkansas. He has been said to chase people down the street, biting at their heels. I'll be continuing this series with more creepy and unsettling urban legends from across America. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the other side.